Hey guys, thanks for joining us again for Group Fitness. Today we have 3 rounds of exercises, 4 movements per group. We're gonna work at 30 seconds apiece. We're also gonna have a minute in between each group. Talking about some equipment that you might need, you can have a light pair of dumbbells. If you have cans of soup, maybe bags of rice, small animals, children, whatever it is that you can lift effectively. We will be using those kind of throughout the workout, but we're gonna start with a quick little warm up. Aaron's gonna help me demonstrate. And we're going to start with some jumping jacks. So we're going to go 30 reps in 3, 2, 1, go. And remember, if jumping jacks are an issue, if jumping is something that causes you issues, we can always step them out. Aaron, let's show a modification. 3, 2, 1, modify that jumping jack. Here, here, here. Good.
Why don't you show that again, John?
Okay. From there, we're going to do some soldier kicks or some Frankenstein walks, as I call them. We're trying to activate our hamstrings, so we want to get that toe up nice and high. Take 2 steps and another kick.
I'm not that coordinated, so you don't want to see my modification of a jumping jack. So that's where John comes in.
That's right.
Strip that one off.
That's right. Sometimes you got to. Same thing going back. Okay.
You don't want to see my dance skills either.
Good. All right, while Aaron's finishing that up, the next one we're going to do is a knee hug. So we're really looking to grab hold of that knee, give it a big hug, pull it to your chest. We want to keep our posture nice and upright. You can see Aaron's keeping his chest up at each rep. We're really trying to get our glutes going, our hip flexors, just getting that lower half of it. Let's go ahead and jog back for the next column. We'll start from the other end. Good. From here, we are going to do a quad pull. So Aaron's going to grab the back of his foot, reach out with the opposite hand, really pull that heel up, get some quad activation, get some blood going. Good. All right, next one we're going to do is we're going to do some butt kicks. This will also get the quads going just a little bit more. We're really looking for short steps. Really trying to make sure we're getting those heels up, and of course using your arms the whole time, not just our legs. Good, and jogging back. All right, last one for our warm-up group. We're going to do some high knees. So again, we're using arms and legs. You see Aaron's got some quick chop steps. He's been powerful. Chest is up, body's moving. Looking good, guys. All right, for our first circuit, we're going to start with some air squats, okay? So we're going to go 30 seconds on for each of the 4 movements and then a minute in between each round, 3 rounds per group. We're just going to demonstrate 1 round for each of the groups, so be aware of that. All right, guys. Air squats, 3, 2, 1, and go. You'll see Aaron's got his feet about shoulder width apart, and he's pushing those hips back. You can go arms out in front of you. You can keep your arms up towards your chest. Either way is fine. If depth is an issue, only go as far as you can work through that range of motion safely, okay? All right, good. From there, we're going to go into some push-ups. We'll have Aaron start with strict push-ups, and then we'll do a modified version. He's got his hands under his shoulders. You see he's keeping his elbows nice and tight. He's not chicken winging these, and his spine is neutral, his head is down. All right, let's do a modified push-up. So from there, we're going to the knees, crossing the feet. Hands, once again, are under the shoulders. Elbows are staying in tight to the body, and his spine is nice and neutral. Good, Aaron. Looking good. All right, we're going to use a partner for this one. We got a med ball toss next. Okay. So you're going to get in that squat position. We're looking to hold that squat and really just explode into the ball and throw it to each other. There we go. Nice tight core. We're not holding our breath. 2 more. 1 and 2. Good. Thanks, guys. All right, the last movement is going to be an ab movement. We're going to do some crunches. So Aaron's going to get down on his back. He's going to hold his knees up. So we're going to use our core to crunch up. You can see Aaron's got his hands behind his head, but he is not pulling on his neck. See, his chin is up. He's not pulling that chin down into his chest, okay? And 1 more. Good. Okay, that's all 4 movements for group 1. We'll have a minute rest in between. You guys will do 2 more rounds of that group, but we're going to move on to group 2. Group 2, we're going to utilize our equipment, so we're going to start with our dumbbells. Remember, cans of soup or rice or something you've got at the house. All right, we're going to start with a front raise, okay? So you can see Aaron staggered his stance, which is the way I like to do it as well. If you don't want to stagger, you can keep your feet in a good line. Just have a slight bend in your knee, keeping that core nice and active. You can see Aaron's controlling the weight on the way up and controlling it on the way down and keeping his core tight throughout. Good. From there, let's try to set the dumbbells down. toe touches. Okay, so we're gonna do some more ab work here. Legs are up, core is nice and tight. Again, he's being mindful of his chin, using his core, not making sure not to hold his breath, working through that full range of motion. And good. The next move we're going to do is we're going to go back into that lateral raise. Okay, so we work the front part of our shoulders. Now we want to work that medial head and maybe some upper trap. Okay, he's got a staggered stance. We're leading, I kind of say I like to lead with my pinkies or top of my hand for this one. Okay, we're getting a good squeeze at the top, controlling the weight through the full range of motion. And of course, core is tight. Good. All right, our last movement for this group is the sled push. Remember, if you don't have a sled at home, you can find a spot outside and jog down and back. That works. Anywhere you can get, just a little movement. Aaron's going to be coming right towards you. Here we go. Nice tight core. Driving through. Remember, we're just working on cardio, trying to keep our heart rate up. Jogging back and forth will work. Good. And this is also the point where we would take another rest break. That's the completion of round 2, or actually group 2. Okay, we're going to demonstrate group 3 now. Same format, 3 rounds for each group. We're going to grab our dumbbells for the first movement. We've got curls. Okay, we are going to curl together. So you can do curls, you can do hammer curls first, leading kind of with the thumb edge. There you go. Perfect. You can see Aaron's keeping those elbows nice and tight. We're not chicken winging it here. Or we can just go palms up all the way through that range of motion, and that's another way of doing them, okay? All right, from there we're going to set those dumbbells down, and we're going to go into some jumping jacks. Okay. Once again, Aaron's going to demonstrate the strict, and I'll demonstrate the modified version, full range of motion through the shoulders. And just keeping a good solid pace. Remember, if you can't do them, we're stepping them out, okay? Alternating each leg. And relax. Good. All right, we're going to do a plank next, so we want to get down into that position. You can either go high plank or low plank. It's up to you. Aaron decided on going for a low plank. You can see spine's nice and neutral, core is active. Elbows are under his shoulders, and his head is down. He's not holding his breath. And he's just working on staying tight. We've got also the high plank, so you can see hands are under his shoulders. He's in that push-up position. And he's working through that range of motion. And if we really want to take it to another level, we've got plank up downs where you're alternating between the high and the low plank, really fighting that hip rotation, using your core, making sure to breathe the whole time. All right, guys, last movement for this group, we're going to do a split squat. We're going to start all on one leg so that you can get in that lunge position. Okay, we're going to start. We don't want that knee to travel too far over the toe. Shin is remaining vertical. We want to keep an eye on that back knee as well, not letting it crash into the floor. Aaron's making sure to breathe through each one of these sets, but he's also keeping his core tight to really work on balance. If we wanted to take this to another level, of course, we could do plyometric jumping in between. Okay? Or if we needed to regress from the strict, we could also limit that range of motion. We don't have to go all the way to the floor. We can go work through as far as you can without having to go all the way down. Okay, guys? All right, remember we're gonna rest 1 minute after that group, and then we've got a finisher. Okay, we've got burpees, jump squats, and penguins. Each one of those we're gonna work through for 30 seconds. Only 1 round for this finisher. Now there's a lot of ways to modify this burpee. Let's go ahead and get a couple strict reps, and then we'll talk about how to modify it. So Aaron's jumping down. He's got that push up. He's jumping back up and all the way to the top. So if jumping out is an issue for you, you can step out like Aaron just did, step it back up, and jump. Also, you can take the push-up completely out and jump. And then lastly, we don't have to jump, we can go up on our toes. So we've got push-up, we're in, and we're up on our toes, guys. So there's a lot of ways to get those done. Jump squats are the next one, so we want to get in that good squat position. Feet shoulder width apart, hips back. Good, you can see Aaron's using his arms, he's touching the floor. Or, you can, there we go, we get the side view there. Good, and remember, if jumping is an issue, we can go up on our toes, get some good calf activation. Just remember to squeeze and pause at the top. All right, let's hit those penguins and we'll finish up. All right, so penguins, we want to get our feet just a little wider than hips. Head and shoulders off the ground, keeping that spine neutral, arms straight out at our sides, and we're really reaching for our heels. You can see this isn't about speed, this is about quality of movement. We're really trying to work through that full range of motion, activating that core, not holding our breath, and Aaron's got his chin nice and neutral, not buried in his chest. So appreciate it. Good. Guys, thanks for joining us again for group fitness. Remember, 3 rounds of each group, a minute in between. That finisher, we're going 30 seconds of each movement, only 1 round. And that will complete the circuit for us. So thanks for joining us. Yep.